All right, Big Zeek, mate. How's it going? Hope you had a good Christmas and all that. Yeah, let's blast through these clips a little bit. I'll do it fairly quick so you don't have to sit and watch them all afternoon. Right. So on these ones, I would say as we're taking off, you just want to be making sure you get across the wave real nice and quick. So as soon as you take off, you want to be heading across the wave. As soon as you drop down from the top of it, it's when you're going to have the most speed. And it's real important, you want to be in this section of the wave. So stuff like, bear with me, stuff like this doesn't happen. You see, as you waited a little bit too long, so then you were too late and you lost all your speed by the time you come up to the top of the wave. Look like you had your leash wrapped around your foot as well on that one. Play that one. Not sure what happened on there, mate. Looked like a little one over the falls. You had nice wave selection on that. That one was peeling off real nicely. I think what I was saying to your dad, it's just really important to get up onto this front foot as soon as you're kind of dropping down the wave. So you're not stuck in the lip. So through here, you want to be leaning right on to this front foot. That's the most important part. So as soon as you are on that front foot, you can get that pump down the line so you can carry on with the wave and not miss any of it. I mean, given it was pretty tricky conditions that we had that day. But that one peeled off lovely, so it's real good wave selection. Here he is, the main man, cruising along, looking for the rights down on the left-hand wedge. You had a couple good ones in this session. It was good to watch. Let's see where they are. All right, let's have a look at this one. That was just a little bit bad, a little bit dodgy time in this one. I think the same again. As soon as we take off, we're going to want to be looking a lot more down the line, down this way. I think it's going to be really important because once you start getting that speed along here, you're going to be able to play more in the lip rather than having to kind of drop down and then try and build speed this way, okay? Let's have a little look, see what went on. Just a little bit off the timing, just coming up to the bottom of that. I did miss that one. Everything looked good. You just got to watch that back arm going back to see how it's kind of leaned and back behind you. I mean, you're a little bit late to the section. I think there's a couple good ones coming up soon. This was a lovely wave. All right, let's have a look at this one. All right, takeoff's nice. You see, as soon as you do start cutting across the wave, you seem to get more speed. You got into the lip, lovely timing, but all that happened was that back arm. This back arm just went back just a little bit. You see how it's dropped back behind you? We really want to keep this front arm, your front arm here, it needs to be slightly more down this way. So if you had it by your side, once and you want this back arm, you don't want it going behind you. You really, really want to keep it all the way round, almost swung round this way. So what happens then is as soon as you hit the hit that lip, you're going to be able to bring your chest all the way around. And remember, compress nicely, your knees bent. It was just a bit of a bumpy ride on that one. Just a little bit off on the timing. Oh, I'm not sure what happened on that one. Looked like it was gearing up to be a lovely left-hand wedge. Air sections. Oh, is this the one? Boom, lovely first turn that was. Real nice and critical in the lip. I think you back up with an even better one here. Whack. Oh, right, let's replay that. That was an absolutely lovely wave, mate, that was. Right, let's dissect this. Right, so you're dropping down nicely, coming off the bottom. You've eyed up the section. What's good about this is you've literally you you're spotting this section exactly where you want to go. Your board's already pointing back up that way, and you know exactly where you want to go, which is ideal. So as we hit the lip, the timing's nice. Still, we just want to watch that back arm. You know, it wants to come all the way around. Nice and compressed on the landing, just what we want. Get back to the critical part of the wave. And then this one again, you spotted the landing, kicked it. I just wanted you to just kind of kick that back foot a little bit more. So what I mean by this is this back leg, this back knee. Once you've hit the lip, you know, once that lip's been hit, I want to see all the power out of it. So that back leg is essentially straight. Okay, but that's a lovely little wave archon. Let's watch it one more time. Real nice one that was. Second turn. Bosh, lovely. Real nice wave, mate. What I was saying to your dad about these ones, we want to get out of the habit of kicking out. This one, you know, you could have really laid into it and done like a big old turn round here, you know, big hit in the critical spot or whatever. When we're training, we don't want to be kicking out and missing sections. You had quite a few where you almost just gave up and just kicked out the back of it. You know, even just trying to hit that section, it's worth it. Just a little bit less speed on that one. You know, the kind of what happened. You went over that little bump there. You hit the bump, and it kind of sucked all the speed out of the board. So it's made it real hard to kind of come back around into it. He's got some nice speed on this one. Right, if we're going to do these turns, that head wants to be looking all the way back to the white water. This head, you want to literally, with your eyes, you want to be looking straight back to where you're coming from. You know, if you're going to commit to a full turn and make it into one of those big roundhouses and get back up into the critical section of the wave, that's exactly what we want to be doing. We want to be turning the head because the rest of your body's going to follow in surfing. Almost tucked in for a little keg. Oh, there he is, the boss. What's he got? Yeah, too many kickouts, mate. We just want to maximize every wave, you know? Oh, nice little air on that one. Let's have a look at that. All right, everything was good. You just want to bring your knees up to your chest a little bit more. I mean, you're out of the water flying. Once you do that, you know, you just want to get these knees sucked right into your chest if you're ollieing like you're doing like skating or something like that. And you kind of want to get your weight slightly more upright so it's over the board. So essentially you're in more of a line straight down. You should have your head, your chest, and your knee all centered in line. And you're not far off, mate. That's when it's getting a little bit darker. I think we're stood in the rain. Mate, and that's everything. But there's some real good points in that. That's a real